Now we send you to Rich Waltz, Aaron Murray, A.J. Ross, Huntington, West Virginia, NC State, Marshall.
All right, thank you, Carter. Incredible scene, incredible upset for Old Dominion and Conference USA over a ranked ACC team here tonight. It's Conference USA hosting the ACC along with Aaron Murray and A.J. Ross. Rich Waltz with you. North Carolina State, their second possession on the move here in Huntington, West Virginia, home of the Thundering Herd and Marshall. Ryan Finley bobbles a snap. Reggie Gillespie left side, and he is short of the first down to the 12-yard line. The Wolfpack and Dave Dorn were supposed to play last week. That game wiped out by Hurricane Florence. That was West Virginia that was going to come to Raleigh. Doc Holliday and the Thundering Herd were supposed to go to South Carolina. That game was wiped out. So a week off for both, and here they are in front of a lively and large crowd in Huntington. 3rd down and 2 for North Carolina State's third-year starter, Ryan Finley. The best passing attack many feel in the ACC. Gillespie cuts inside, and he's hit, and he is stopped short of the first down. He's going to lose a yard. Artis Johnson made the hit. Frankie Hernandez in on it as well.
Yeah, a little shock there with NC State's play calling. You've had difficulty these first 2 weeks running the football, establishing the line of scrimmage. You get more in a base offense, so you get a base defense, 4 linemen, 3 linebackers, and try to run down the middle. I prefer to put it in your Studley quarterback's hand, let him go out there and make a play with his arm.
Christopher Dunn, freshman kicker. Got enough leg and knocks it through. And North Carolina State is on the board first here in Huntington. 4:45 left in the first. For those of you watching on CBSSports.com, our streaming coverage will conclude after the commercial break, but we'll continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us by going to CBSSportsNetwork.com/channel finder. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico, North Carolina State, and Marshall. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz along with Aaron Murray. It's a 3-0 lead right now for North Carolina State. It's a big deal that North Carolina State is here. A lot of history here at Marshall, and 2 really fun offenses to watch.
Fun offenses, great football teams. I want to see more of the defensive side of the football. Can they hang? Ryan Finley, we know what he can do offensively as a quarterback. NC State's defense, they lost a ton of guys, especially to the NFL draft. Can they go out there and stop a dual threat quarterback? That's going to be the big question mark. So for NC State, establish the run early. That's the key to the game. They've been having a tough time these first 2 weeks running the football, and then contain a dual threat quarterback. We've seen that defensively, their inability to do that. For Marshall, with a young quarterback, only his 3rd game, he looks comfortable with the RPOs. And then for that defense, if they're able to stuff the run, put NC State in 3rd and long, you're going to see more of a 3-down front, drop 8, keep everything in front of them.
Marshall has had a pair of possessions, but no points. North Carolina State got a field goal on their 2nd possession. And Keon Davis is going to bring this out for Marshall, and he's got some room, and Davis cuts to the sideline, and it's dragged down at the 41-yard line. That's a perfect introduction for our good friends our Chick-fil-A starting lineups now with Marshall. Veteran quarterback for North Carolina State, not so much for Marshall. Isaiah Green, a redshirt freshman.
Hey, he's been impressive, though. At 62, just under 62% completion, 5 touchdowns, and he knows how to take care of the football. Only 1 interception for a freshman. That's impressive, and they're slowly building him into this game plan.
1st and 10 here, 3rd possession for Marshall. Fires it out to Willie Johnson. Johnson makes a catch and is out of bounds. 48-yard line of North Carolina State. That's a 1st down. Let's meet the rest of the offense. What a weapon Tyree Brady is. Last year against North Carolina State, 248 yards on 11 catches.
A friend for a young quarterback. 3rd start. You have Tyree Brady on the outside. We're going to see this one-on-one matchup with him and Nick McLeod all night long.
So into Wolfpack territory. Green, a lot of quick throws early on in this ball game, and Artie Henry can't hold on to that.
Great tip up front, just nicks it. Darian Rosenborough, or that would have been an easy completion. If these safeties are going to continue to play off on the slot, you'll see it from both teams. They're going to take advantage of that and just dot the slot receivers for a quick 5-yard gains until these safeties and nickels start to come up and press them.
Second down and 10. Wolfpack shows blitz. Time for Green. Sideline shot, and it's incomplete. That was Armani Levias. North Carolina State lost their entire defensive line to the NFL draft. They have experience and talent with Jermaine Pratt.
Yeah, pretty much the only one. We talked about the front 7 all either graduated or left for the NFL draft last year. Jermaine Pratt was actually 4th in tackles last season, never even started a game at linebacker. So he's the one most experienced, going to be making the calls and getting this young defensive line set up.
Marshall has 2 really big receivers, Tyree Brady and Obi Obialo, who's just as big. Both are 6'3". Green in trouble, scrambling, got good wheels, and he fires it out of bounds. Did not take the sack, but Marshall's going to have to give the football back to North Carolina State.
And that's just great coverage. They brought 3. And that's issue. Isaiah Green, the quarterbacks, the coaches want to see his eye progression, right? They're 3-by-1 formation. They get Tyree Brady on the outside, but they played cover 2 defensively. As a quarterback, you need to get away from that one-on-one, focus on the other side. He did not do that there. So we'll see if his progressions with his eyes get better and better. That's something the coaches want to see.
Robert Lefevre. There's the punt, and a fair catch called for. Ball's going to roll out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. 3:43 left. First quarter. Welcome to Marshall. It's 3-0 Wolfpack. Huntington, West Virginia, home of the Thundering Herd. North Carolina State up 3-0. Let's go down to the sidelines and join A.J. Ross. Good evening, A.J.
Hey there, Rich. You touched on this. Hurricane Florence forced Marshall and North Carolina State to call some audibles last week with their Week 3 matchups suddenly canceled due to the storm. Now, Coach Doran said about a third of the team spent that time at the hotel bunkering down while others weathered the storm with their family. His staff used the extra time to get prepared for the Thundering Herd, and they got in some good practices this week. Meanwhile, Coach Holliday says his players were not only able to shift their focus early, they also squeezed in some extra practices last Friday and Saturday, and now they're just anxious to play. Perhaps an X factor in this game, both coaches noted. This stretch allowed some key injured players on both teams some much-needed rest and recovery.
All right, thank you, A.J. Ryan Finley and North Carolina State right back at it from their own 20. Gillespie left side. And he's out to the 24-yard line. Jawan Young makes the stop. You got to avoid the cow at all costs. Ryan Finley, the trigger man, 3rd-year starter.
Yeah, he's special. His ability in this offense, his understanding of the whole thing from the protections to defenses, getting through his reads, and then his accuracy is one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Play action, Finley looking, firing to the sideline, and he's really good at that, that's for sure. Kelvin Harmon makes the catch. One of the many weapons for North Carolina State. But none of those weapons work if you don't have an offensive line, and they've got a good one in Josh Fed Jackson.
And this offensive line, they've proven the ability to pass protect. I want to see this game. Can now they run the football, allow plays like that, the play action, to then develop afterwards.
This is Trent Penix, and Penix is hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Jalen McLean-Sapp made the stop. The question is, with all these weapons, can Marshall cover them? It's a lot of pressure on a guy like Chris Jackson.
It is, and if you have one receiver or DB like Chris Jackson who can at least shut down half the field, that's going to give a lot of pressure to this offense for NC State. We'll see if he can do that.
Penix in the backfield. 2nd down and 9. Now an empty look. Finley looking, firing, great throw and catch. Harmon, who had a big game against Marshall last year in Raleigh, 9 catches, 123 yards, is up to snare that one.
It's not only the accuracy, but the anticipation. He felt the pressure. The receiver is just getting to the top of his route. He delivered the pass before the receiver's even close to turning around. That's an impressive throw.
3rd down 1. 45-yard line, North Carolina State. Finley taking a long time. He's going to keep it. He's a big guy, 6'4", 212, out of Phoenix, Arizona. And flags are down.
Five-yard penalty. Results penalty is a first down.
Well, they'll take the penalty in the 5 yards, and obviously a first down. Jason Heiser, our referee. Finley is a transfer from Boise State, and keep this in mind as you watch this game. North Carolina State is like Boise State East when it comes to trick plays. They like to run them. Finley, a transfer. Their offensive coordinator, Eli Drinkwitz, also was at Boise State.
Well, you talk about trick plays. Adam Fuller, defensive coordinator for Marshall, said between the 40s is when they're on high alert for any kind of trickery.
Well, this is the 40s. Little play action there, and a deep shot to Harmon, who's open and has it. Tumbling at the 2, holds it there. 1st and goal, North Carolina State.
Man, that's a great job. Heavy play action. You see the safeties flat-footed. And he comes up, locates his receiver. If he leads him maybe a hair bit farther inside, if I'm going to be picky on him, because there's not many things to be picky about Ryan Finley, hair bit more inside with a touchdown, but still a beautiful 50-yard pass to get him inside the 5-yard line.
This is Penix, and he's down to the 2-yard line. It wasn't a reverse throwback, but it had that action, and you know that Marshall was thinking trick play.
They're thinking it. They're thinking between the 40s, we need to be careful for any kind of reverses, maybe a receiver throwing a pass. You caught the linebackers, you caught the safeties with their eyes in the backfield, and then just a great route on the outside, one-on-one coverage.
Verizon red zone. A 3-0 start for North Carolina State. They're on the doorstep here. 2nd and goal. Penix again, and he's planted at the 1. Ty Tyler, the defensive end. 3rd down and goal.
And that's the issue with this NC State offensive line. Their inability to get to the 2nd level. They block the first guys, the front 4. They're lacking the experience, the depth, the physicality to get to the linebackers, which causes those tackles.
Hometown crowd here. Marshall trying to get the defense rolling. End of the 1st quarter. North Carolina State on the doorstep with a 3-0 lead. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Verizon. Now go mix and match family unlimited plans. And by Chick-fil-A Nuggets. Tonight is Nugget Night.
Phillip Rivers, Russell Wilson, Mike Glennon, Jacoby Brissett, 4 quarterbacks in the NFL. Many feel that Ryan Finley is next. Look at Rivers. Finley has 12 300-plus games. Now, Aaron Murray, where does Ryan Finley go for 3rd and goal here?
This Marshall defense, very aggressive. They're going to be downhill linebackers. I wouldn't be surprised with some kind of play-action pass or maybe even a bootleg, get him out of the pocket.
It's Gillespie who dives, and he's in, it looks like. Yes! Touchdown, North Carolina State.
It's that 2nd effort right here. We think he's down at the 1, and then that last quick jump push, extend the ball out over the line right there for the touchdown. And that's a boost for this offensive line. That is the question mark. Can they be physical against a very talented Marshall defense, especially front 7? And they proved it right there down the trenches.
Now with this score, it sounds like and looks like they will review it. The officials are headed all the way down to the other side of the fields where the headset is for review. And we'll take another look at it as well and see if maybe the knee was down before he ended up getting across the goal line.
And Rich, the initial look, I didn't see anything, any kind of knee down. We'll get a better view here. He's up. Yeah, he extended the ball before. That right knee's the key, but the ball definitely crossed the plane beforehand. Ball is crossed and knees down now, so this should be an easy review for these refs, and there's going to be 6 points put on the board.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
So North Carolina State has scored twice now, a field goal, and off that long throw from Ryan Finley to Kelvin Harmon, Reggie Gillespie gets it into the end zone. And a chance to go up 10-0 and quiet what was a very raucous crowd when this ball game started. Kick is up and good. Impressive stuff. Little razzle dazzle that got things started.
Yeah, a little trick play, fake double reverse, beautiful post over top. Leads them to a great run behind the offensive line, up 10-0.
10-0 start for North Carolina State on the road here against Marshall. Please help those affected by natural disasters like Hurricane Florence. Visit redcross.org for more information. As you heard AJ's report earlier, both these teams had their games canceled last week. North Carolina State was supposed to host West Virginia, a top 20 team. And for Marshall, they were on the road supposedly at South Carolina. So a few extra days to prepare for this one. And it looks like the preparation has paid off for North Carolina State more so than Marshall so far. Keon Davis is deep. And Davis is out to the 18-yard line. Marshall did not have a great first quarter offensively. Just 53 total yards. Aaron Murray, the drive charts obviously got to change if Marshall wants to stay in this football game.
They got to figure out a way to run the football right now. The weakness for NC State's defense is their front seven. Marshall has some experience on the offensive line. They got to figure out a way to get 4 yards, 5-yard chunks, and maybe even incorporate a quarterback run here or there. See if we can get a drive going.
And get this crowd back into it. It was emotional and electric to start the game. And right now it's quite subdued here. Willie Johnson is swallowed up. Tanner Ingle was there. Deontay Holden got there as well.
Willie Johnson, couple great reverses the last game for big plays. Defense has done their homework. They expect it when he's in the slot. Doesn't help when you fumble it in the initial handoff as a receiver / running back.
And this is a true freshman making that play. Tanner Ingle, number 10. And he's the guy that has opened a lot of eyes in Raleigh, and that a lot of coaches in the ACC are going to look at on film and say, we need to do something about that guy. Here's a deep shot. Caught there. Marcel Williams at the 20, at the 10, at the end zone. Touchdown, Marshall. .82 yards, and that gets the crowd in it.
Yeah, it's a tremendous job. You get one-on-one in the slot and just beats up Ingle with his speed and a beautiful throw. If he throws that just a hair bit even further to the right side, it's going to be a catch and tackle. Incredible throw by Isaiah Green to lead his receiver down the middle of the field, keep him in stride so he doesn't hitch up at all. It's a smooth catch, transition, and then score.
Extra point is good. Just like that, Marshall has arrived. 82 yards, Isaiah Green. Toughest sport on dirt takes the stage tomorrow night, 6 Eastern. U.S. Border Patrol Invitational 25th PBR. Unleash the Beast Series continues right here on CBS Sports Network. Born in a hurricane, right? That's a Rolling Stones lyric. But it's also Doc Holliday. Hurricane, West Virginia. Played linebacker for the Mountaineers. Longtime assistant to the beloved Don Nehlen. Second stint as a West Virginia assistant in 08 and 09. And the Marshall coach since 2010. 5-0 in bowl games. Conference USA Championship in 2014. And his offense strikes for a big hitter, Isaiah Green to Marcel Williams. And now we'll see if his defense can slow down North Carolina State. Through the end zone, Aaron Murray, what did you see on that score?
You want to talk about respect. We got Tyree Brady up top, and I want you to see the safety. Single high, supposed to take the middle of the field. He is so concerned with doubling Tyree Brady. His eyes over there, his body's over there. He leaves his nickel, Tanner Ingle, on an island, outside leverage. And that's easy. That's easy. As a safety, you play the middle of the field. But like I said, Tyree Brady commands so much respect, especially what he did last season. You're going to see safeties and nickels focused on him, and that leaves other guys one-on-one in bad positions. That's a great job by Isaiah Green, using his eyes to move the safety.
Ryan Finley and North Carolina State have scored on their last 2 possessions. Play action, Finley, man wide open. That's Jacoby Myers who has the catch, and Myers with a big gain there down to the 48-yard line.
And sometimes this defense or Marshall, they love to blitz. The linebackers, the safeties, you saw it there, they get out of place at times. They're so downhill that any kind of play action, any kind of movement is going to get them out of position. And there was no one there for the deep cross route.
Myers, who had 14 catches for 161 yards in the first game of the season, he's in motion. Gillespie with the carry, and he'll lose 2 yards. Now, one of the weapons that emerged last week, Thayer Thomas, made a catch before we were joined live, and Thomas went down hard with the catch. This is early in the game and was escorted to the North Carolina State locker room.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago, was a phenomenal in the slot because Jacoby Myers was battling an ankle injury, so he had the start tonight. Unfortunate to see him go down that first possession.
Second down 12. Finley rarely is sacked, and he overthrows his intended receiver. For an update on that, let's go to A.J. Ross. A.J.?
Yeah, Rich, that hard hit over the middle was hard to watch, and he did manage to walk it off and was escorted by trainers into the locker room. I just saw Thayer coming out of the locker room. He is out of uniform, and he has his right arm in a sling. His parents were also back in the trainer's room with him as well, and I'm told he is not returning to this game.
And, of course, thank you, A.J. Of course, his parents both attended Marshall. His dad played at Marshall. They were here, obviously wearing North Carolina State gear, but good to see that he's back on the sideline at the very least. Third down, big blitz coming. Finley gets rid of it. Sideline throw, and a beauty, and a catch. Emeka Emezi, and a first down for North Carolina State.
You gotta love it. Watching him, Finley in the pocket right now, and throwing with anticipation. He feels the pressure. He sees the blitz coming. So what does he do? He'll retreat a couple yards backwards, feel it, throw it off his back foot, and just throws an absolute dime out there to the sideline for his receiver to run in there and catch it.
From the 34 now, Finley spins, throws, and it's incomplete. In our coaches' meetings yesterday, Adam Fuller, the defensive coordinator for Marshall, talked about that very pattern, Aaron, and you as a quarterback, boundary, field, sometimes they're different. Field is a little wider than the boundary, but they say he can throw to the field side, the wide side, just as well to the tight side.
He has pro arm strength. He has the ability. That's what every NFL scout's going to judge. Can he throw it from the left hash all the way to the right sideline and the right hash to the left sideline? He's demonstrated all last season and early in this season plenty of strength in that arm.
Whistles as the ball was snapped on second down and 10.
All start, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
It'll be second down and 15. Dave Doran in his 6th year 46-year-old has done a nice job of building this program, improving seemingly as he goes. Last year, 9-4, 6-2, second in the Atlantic in the ACC. Big win in the Sun Bowl as well. Second down, 15. Finley back. Center screen dropped. Trent Penix. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, he had linemen out front, unfortunately, on this one. Just looking up just a hair bit before he had the ball in his hands. You got to look it in as a receiver or a running back, tuck it, and then turn your head upfield. Got a little too anxious for the young freshman running back.
Third down, 15 in Marshall territory. At the 39, North Carolina State scored the first 10. Marshall on an 82-yard strike to draw within 3. Crowd is back in it. Space holds 35,000.
Dropping 8 in coverage right here.
Finley's throw right in the seam. Caught by Emezi again. And he is down. First down, Wolfpack.
And this is the spot you have to put it as a quarterback. It's 2-man, so you're going to have a defensive back on your hip with 2 high safeties. That's just a tremendous throw. Big body receiver, put it right in his face mask. And those guys understand if you're going to go across the middle, you're going to get hit, especially with a talented safety like Malik Gant.
It's almost the same throw and the same hit that sent Thayer Thomas to the sideline, that deep seam route.
But I tell you what, the clean hits, though, defensively, that's the thing you worry about with safeties, with passes over the middle of the field. We see it so much with guys spearing, they're dipping their heads, or head-to-head contact. These guys defensively, they've been trained how to properly tackle with a receiver going across the middle like that.
Wolfpack on the move from the 17 of Marshall. Keep it on the ground. And that's Gillespie. Malik Gant made the stop. Gant, one of the captains of this Marshall defense.
You don't see many safeties making a tackle 2-3 yards past the line of scrimmage, but Malik Grant, we're talking with the coaches yesterday, has a linebacker mentality. He's downhill. He knows how to fill those gaps. Sometimes it gets him out of position like we see in these play-action bootlegs, but he also has the ability to knock a running back pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
Emezi is back in for this second down and 7. Finley with time, sideline there, caught and dropped is Trent Penix. So a third down, Aaron Murray. What do you dial up?
That was interesting, going back to that last play. Moving a running back outside gives you an automatic indicator as a quarterback, man or zone. If a linebacker runs out with him, you know it's man. If it's not, it's zone. Right there, man-to-man coverage, no one can get open. Right here, spread the middle of the field open. You have success. Finley feels very comfortable throwing routes across the middle, finding the inner seams. Look for these slot receivers to play basketball and get open in the middle.
Movement and flags. And this is going to be a third down.
Third down.
About 11 now.
You talked about this crowd dying down a little bit. Right there, a little noise. Couldn't hear their quarterback make the cadence. And that's an inexperienced part of that right side of the line. Last year they lost All-American right tackle Will Richardson and then Tody Adams at right guard. These two are young on the right side, Josh Fed-Jackson and Justin Witt.
Brady Bodine is in the backfield. That's Lewis in motion. Third down, 12. Finley's throw is caught by Lewis, flagged down at the 15. And Lewis is well short of the first down. Frankie Hernandez
Offside.
made the
Defense,
hit.
#1.
Offside,
5-yard
though.
penalty. Third down.
Going to mean another third down.
Yeah, Ty Tyler, just a little quick head start. He is the best defensive lineman getting after the quarterback. He's licking his chops. Third and long. I'm going to get a sack, push them back a little bit. Got to watch the ball, though.
This is an offensive system that, and we showed you, has developed NFL quarterbacks, has developed NFL wide receivers. This is not an easy defense to scheme against. Finley now. Third down, 7. To the end zone. Hit. No flags. Amezi again. Boy, what punishment he's taken on this series. First the catch, and this one, the hit arrived with the ball.
Yeah, Ryan Finley right here actually got duped out defensively. He was thinking too high, didn't get his eyes on the backside safety, Gant, who rolled to the middle of the field and led his receiver into a blow-up.
Is this hit early? I mean, should there have been a flag?
It looked like it was a hair early right there.
That's I mean, that's close.
Yeah, that could have been easily called pass interference. It looked like he hit the receiver a split second before the ball was actually there.
Dunn with his second field goal attempt, just like his first, is good. And so NC State has a pair of field goals to go with a touchdown. Nice drive by North Carolina State. The true freshman kickers 2 for 2. North Carolina State, a 13-7 lead on the road midway through the second quarter. But you know there are over 6,000 independent craft breweries that are disrupting how things are done. Support those that turn the beer world upside down. That's independence you're tasting. Aaron Murray. North Carolina State.
Get me thirsty over here.
Getting ready to kick it off. Kyle Bamberg is the kicker. Keon Davis is deep on a gorgeous night here in Huntington, West Virginia. Marshall gets an ACC opponent. Fair catch called for and made. Nicely done by Marcel Williams. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line.
And that's what it's meant for these pooch kicks to be able to fair catch it safely, get to the 25-yard line. You don't see it much, but good job by the return team.
Now, those 80 yards came in one throw from that man, Isaiah Green. But the first 3 drives, North Carolina State's defense, Dave Huxtable, their defensive coordinator, had to be pretty pleased until the long touchdown
Well, I'm
throw.
sure he's telling his defense, yes, Tyree Brady's a phenomenal receiver, but play your position. High safety, focus too much, allowing that big play down the middle of the field. We'll see how much respect they give Tyree Brady going forward.
Brady at the top of your screen. And they'll throw to him. It's only the second target that he's had. He doesn't have a catch on the night.
You also don't want to force balls here. I know you want to get him involved, maybe a quick hitch, quick out route. Love the offensive line. They know it's going to be a get the ball in the quarterback hands fast, so what they do, might as well just cut everyone, make it easy, get those hands down in order to throw the quick out.
5 receiver look, second down and 10. Green short throw, caught in traffic. It's Davis, and he's a running back, so yards after the catch get him close to the first down, gain of 9.
And it's a great job by the offensive line. You see all the twisting, the stunts going on up front. They're able to pick it up, give their quarterback plenty of time. Keon Davis, though, yes, a running back, but also probably the best athlete from all the running backs. His ability not only in the backfield, but you can split him out, and he can create space as a receiver as well.
He and Green were Davis and Green, high school teammates near Atlanta. That's a tough yard to get. And we'll see if Davis has it. He does. It's a first down for Marshall.
And it's a great job by the right side of that offensive line. Levy Brown, the center, really the guy who gets things going. And then Alex Mollett, number 55. 2 of their probably best offensive linemen right there, center, right guard. They were able to get the job down there for the first down.
They have yet to establish a ground game, and there's a good example of why they can't. Andreas Bryant, the nose tackle, busts through, and at 6'1", 330, smothers this play.
Yeah, they had the size up front. They definitely have the advantage. Defensive line for NC State, guys that are 330 and above. It's just I want to see him be more physical, just like that play right there. We didn't see that week 1 and week 2, where these defensive line, they were getting pushed back. They need to be the enforcers.
Second down 10. Green flushed and sacked. Down he goes. Good penetration there. James Smith-Williams. Third down and long now for Marshall.
Yeah, it's a tremendous swim move. Get your hands, engage your hands, shed the tackle, get the sack, and then you put Marshall with a freshman quarterback in a 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14. Long range, not very comfortable.
Green's checking off right now on 3rd down and 12.
You see Tyree Brady, bottom of your screen, one-on-one, but they're going to play too high, give this cornerback some protection on the outside.
And that's a good corner in Nick McLeod. Green's waiting, going to throw for him. Oh, he couldn't hold it. Brady stretched all the way out, had it in his hands, and just couldn't hold it.
It's a great route, though. Faking like he's going inside. You get the cornerback to turn his hips, completely spins him around. But you expect Brady to make those plays. I mean, they just have not been on the same page so far this game. Missed throws, a couple short ones, and then that one right in and out of his hands for the big first down.
Jacoby Myers is deep at the 25 for North Carolina State. And that's good news. He's been playing. It shows that the ankle injury that he had in week 2 has improved. Fair catch called for. Myers makes the catch. North Carolina State gets the football at the 30. When we get back, Doc Holliday and the Thundering Herds down 6 to Dave Doran. 6.5 minutes left, first half. North Carolina State on the road, up 13-7 here against Marshall. With the national championship hanging in the balance, Alabama made a decision that changed the game. Monday night at 7 Eastern, CBS Sports Network. We will recount last year's remarkable Crimson Tide comeback through the eyes of those that were closest to it. 4 sides of the story. Alabama audible. And no need for an audible today. Alabama takes care of business. 45-23 win over Texas A&M. Rich Waltz along with Aaron Murray. A.J. Ross is with us as well. ACC at Conference USA. That didn't work out so well for Virginia Tech tonight here on CBS Sports Network. Upset by Old Dominion. North Carolina State's Reggie Gillespie is clobbered by Malik Gant, who has been a playmaker so far for Marshall. Ryan Finley, 3rd-year starter.
I like him. I mean, we talk about it. We've talked about this first half so far. His anticipation, understanding where the route's going to be, understanding the defenses, laying it out there. Great balance with his feet, tremendous balance, and he knows his offense inside and out. The one thing he does need to improve on is his deep balls down the field, the go balls, being a little bit more accurate there.
Finley on play action. There's a deep ball and a man open and a catch. It's Harmon. Harmon with his 2nd long catch of the ball game.
Yeah, and Finley says, you want to see a deep ball accuracy? I got one for you right here. Tremendous job, great play action. And then Harmon at 6'3", 214 gives a quick stutter and go on the outside, just enough to beat the DB down the field. And then a precise throw from Finley right in the money there.
Where have all the Smurfs gone in college football? The small wide receivers.
Small receivers and small DBs are gone. These guys, you have to be 6 foot at receiver and 6 foot at DB, long arms, because you see more and more press coverage.
This is Gillespie getting to the sideline, getting yardage, and bumped out of bounds inside the 20. They'll mark him at the 17-yard line.
Great job by this right side. You see Josh Fed-Jackson getting up to the 2nd level, getting that block to spring Gillespie up and down the sideline. 235 pounds. He's a big running back. He's tough to bring down once he does get going past that 2nd level.
And he's got it again. Same spot, right tackle, down to the 10. That's a gain of 7. North Carolina State may have the best passing attack in the ACC. Their quarterback is a pro in Ryan Finley. But remember what Eli Drinkwitz told us, their offensive coordinator. We need to run the football. We have to be able to run the football to win in the ACC.
Well, you saw over the past couple plays, too, this game, the play action off the run game. Now that you're getting the run game established, then you can start hitting some chunk plays off the play action.
2nd and 4. And this time, not much room there. Good hit. Jaquan Yulee, the sophomore out of Chesapeake, Virginia, with the hit and the stop. And that's going to bring a 3rd down And a short 3.
Once again, it's going to be interesting to see NC State. I think offensively, the offensive line has gotten better this first half, been a little bit more dominant. Do they go to them, or do we see a play-action pass bootleg? Because Ryan Finley's been extremely accurate on the move here, and his defense can get a little aggressive at times.
Lewis in motion. Finley has to unload it. Penix with the catch, and he stretches to the 2. Has the first down, and it's 1st and goal. North Carolina State. The freshman out of Raleigh with the catch, and a big one.
You see the play action, the quick head fake, gets the linebackers, gets the safety. Chase Hancock takes 2 steps inside. Running back gets leverage, and then it's just a quick, easy layup, throw it over the defender's head, and wide open in the flat for the first down.
Finley keeps and dives. Don't think he got in. Chase Hancock greeted him at the goal line.
It's a great job by Hancock. And a good job by Finley, too, understanding the situation here. It's only first down. I don't need to take an unnecessary hit. The depth at quarterback behind me, not excellent, definitely not to his caliber. Let me get down second and goal from the pretty much inch-yard line right now. Be interested to see if there is a quarterback sneak. They got a first down earlier on one.
Gillespie, right side. Is he in? Yes, touchdown, North Carolina State. Hancock the hit. Credit the offensive line. And that right side of Josh Fed Jackson, Justin Witt, the center, Garrett Bradbury.
Yeah, Josh Fed Jackson really got him in on that one. Pretty much got the pancake, put his defensive lineman in the ground, and then it was wide open to get in there for that inch.
Actually looked like Joe Sculthorpe in there at center on that play. So give him some love as well. And NC State trying to go up 20-7 with 2.5 minutes left in this first half. This is not an easy place to play. They're going to review this.
The key once again, Rich, is when does the knee go down? Does the ball cross the plane before the knee goes down? The initial looks, it looks like it does. We'll see here.
Well, it's impossible to see the knee in that shot. Maybe a better look here. Again, you don't see knee hit turf, so if you're going to overturn this, you need some evidence.
This might be the best view here. Looks clean, both knees are up. At that point, he's over the line. I don't think there's any view where we see exactly when the knee hits the ground.
We do see some rain starting, though, in that super slow-mo replay. There was a chance of some sprinkles tonight. These two teams played a thrilling game last year.
Touchdown.
In which Marshall had a 20-10 lead. Ryan Finley threw for 341. Was 29 of 36. And NC State came back and won at home 37-20. And the kick is good. Couple field goals, couple touchdowns for NC State.
Yeah, and this offensive line was challenged this week. Can they be physical? Well, they've been physical right there, getting their running back in for the touchdown.
Just about a full house at Marshall. They've seen North Carolina State take a 20-7 lead, closing in on halftime. That means Verizon halftime report is right around the bend. Brent Stover, Houston Nutt, Kevin Carter from our CBS Sports Network studio in New York. A look around college football, first half stats and analysis. Analyze this, Aaron Murray, last drive.
Ryan Finley wanted to work on the deep ball, his accuracy down the field. He did it there, great play action, and then he takes it himself, getting down to the inch-yard line. And then the offensive line was questioned, how physical can they be? Well, they've been physical in the goal line tonight so far. Again, they're running back in for 2 touchdowns.
Look at the yardage and time of possession.
I think the key is the time of possession. Marshall needs to figure out a way to finish this half with the ball, give their defense the 2 minutes and 33-second break, and then this halftime too, because 18 minutes is way too long for a defense to be on the field for one half.
Both these teams have all of their timeouts left. That's Davis. Davis, boy, you could tell he's a running back returning kicks all the way into the North Carolina State bench. Top 25 scoreboard brought to you by Red Lobster. What do you see?
Texas, you want to talk about Texas? Tom Herman questioned after last season, beginning of this season, but they beat USC last week. They beat TCU, very talented TCU team. So that's pretty surprising right there. And then Nebraska. I mean, it's unfortunate. Scott Frost, his first year, 0-3. And then the big one, obviously, Old Dominion over Virginia Tech.
And that was the game
no
here
one was expecting that one
on CBS Sports Network right before us. Nobody was expecting that one. Old Dominion. Marshall needs some big plays and needs some points. They've got 2:26 and 3 timeouts before they go in at halftime. Green from the pocket firing for Brady. And again, there's 2 defenders there, and a late flag comes. I mean, way down the sideline, well after that ball was out of bounds.
Nick McLeod here. They start hand jabbing a little bit towards the top of the route. You see the left hand grabbing onto the shoulder pads. A little bit too much and unneeded too.
The spot of the foul. First down.
I think sometimes when a flag is that late, the official simply has trouble getting it out of his pocket.
Yep. Well, right now we're seeing the game plan for NC State. When Tyree Brady's one-on-one the outside, they're going to play 2 high safeties. Isaiah Green just needs to get off of it. It's doubled. Let's get to our three-man route on the right side and see if one of those guys can get open.
That worked for an 82-yard touchdown throw earlier in the game. Short throw there, and it's caught by Levias. And that's a gain of maybe 3. If you've watched some of this game and you've seen Isaiah Green, he looks like a guy that just throws short balls, but he hit on a big one, an 82-yarder. And his coaches told us he throws a great deep ball.
He has plenty of arm strength. Watching him in the pregame warm-ups too, he has the ability to make the throws. It's just the trust factor.
And he can run flush to the right. To the sideline he goes. And he's tripped up there right at the Marshall bench. Short of the first down. They mark it at the 46. And Marshall's going to have to get to the 43 to get a first down here on 3rd down with 1:47 left, first half.
It's something we have not seen too much. Isaiah Green's ability to take off and run. I wouldn't mind letting him go through his reads if nothing's open. See if he can get the ball past the first down marker with his legs.
They show blitz. It's a run there. It's Tyler King, and he's short of the first down. Now what do you do? It's 4th and 1. North Carolina State has got all 3 of their timeouts too.
It looks like they ran the ball for a reason that last play. They knew this was 4-down territory for themselves. They wanted to see if they get to a little bit shorter, 4th and 1 here, give them a better chance to get the first down.
Keon Davis is in. You see the play clock down at 15. Green looking to the sideline, and a timeout.
Marshall.
So Marshall's going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 left with 1:14 left in this first half. It's a gamble. Look, you need points, and if you don't get it, you got a strong-arm quarterback from North Carolina State and all 3 of their timeouts.
See, I would prefer to punt right here, make NC State drive the length of the field. If you don't get this, the way Ryan Finley's playing right now this first half, you're almost guaranteeing 3 points and a chance possibly with 1:14 and 3 timeouts to put 7 points on the board. Punt the ball, go in the halftime 27, regroup defensively, and come out there with a better plan.
Well, the offense is on the field. Whether they snap it or try to draw North Carolina State offside, that's obviously another option. Keon Davis is the running back.
Isaiah Green 2 weeks ago did a great job with his cadence to draw the defense offside. We'll see if he can use it here.
On the snap, And busting through is Davis. He's got the first down to the 39-yard line. And that was not a done deal. He did a lot of that work himself.
Yeah, that's a big running back, 215 pounds, understanding where the sticks are, understanding where he needs to get to, and then just chugging along forward to get the first down. That was big. If they don't get that, I'm a little scared that NC State would have been putting some more points on the board.
Under a minute, Green to the sideline. Right in step is Obialo with a catch, and he's out of bounds. It stops the clock. It's short of the first down, but it's a gain of 7.
And that's who they need to go to more. Obi, he has the ability. He's demonstrated the first 2 games. If they're going to double Tyree Brady, that means Obi's going to be one-on-one with someone. At 6'3", 213, I'd like to see him get some more one-on-one opportunities down the football field.
From the 32, Green steps inside, flush to the sideline, and incomplete. He was trying to get Davis. And it's 3rd down and 4. The clock is stopped with 45 seconds left.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him take off and run there. He had a defensive lineman chasing him. Would have been able to beat him to the sideline, get the first down, get out of bounds instead of trying to force something on the sideline into tight coverage.
Davis in the backfield. Now on 3rd down. It's Davis again, hit, dropped, and they'll probably burn a timeout here. So another 4th down, 38 seconds left. We'll be right back to Marshall after this. Doc Holliday with a lot of decisions on this drive in the final seconds of the first half. Marshall is down to 1 timeout, but faced with 4th and 1. The offense is in. His field goal kicker, Justin Rohrwasser, has this type of range, but on 4th and 1, and now North Carolina State will call the timeout. 38 seconds left in this first half. Isaiah Green getting some water. Doc Holliday peering up at that scoreboard. Now, of course, Doc Holliday brought the Thundering Herd to Raleigh to face Dave Doran in North Carolina State last year. We told you it was a thrilling ball game. Marshall, the road team. Thundering Herd took an early lead. Willie Johnson with an incompletion, but it was overturned, ruled a touchdown. Ryan Finley then went off. 3 touchdown passes. Reggie Gillespie had 2 scores. And from down 20 to 10, North Carolina State would come back and win it by a score of 37-20. They're back at it here, only in Huntington, West Virginia, a year later. Keon Davis in the backfield. 4th down and 1. And the quarterback, Green, lost the football. It's on the floor, and it's picked up by North Carolina State. Nick McLeod has it, and the Wolfpack have the ball. 2 timeouts and 30 seconds left in the half.
Great play design. You ran it previously. You have given your quarterback the opportunity one-on-one to dart, dive, and get the first down. He just needs to be able to hold on to the football here. Just gets a little bit too far into the running back's chest, not able to bring it out. That's when you have to have strong hands. Anytime you're doing any kind of RPO stuff as a quarterback, you have to really grip onto that ball, especially if you're thinking about pulling it. Wasn't tight there for NC State right now, though. 30 seconds. You have 2 timeouts. You're thinking field goal here, especially the way Ryan Finley's been playing so far this first half.
Finley's been hot from his own 44. Rolling and throwing. Whoa, right on the money. Harmon at the letters. Makes the catch, steps out of bounds. First down, North Carolina State.
Great move in the pocket, eluding the defensive end, getting around, getting outside. And that's a friendly receiver. That's a guy you've worked with year after year, understanding my quarterback's out of the pocket, work back to me, friendly chest, and he's going to deliver an accurate ball on the sideline.
22 seconds left. Still 2 timeouts left. Blitz comes. Finley unloads early, and it's incomplete. Myers was the intended receiver. And Marshall figuring if they give him enough time, they're not going to like the result. They might as well try to hurry him in the pocket.
It's feast or famine for this Marshall defense right now. They understand if we're only going to rush 3 or 4, we're not getting to the quarterback. If Finley has 4 seconds to throw the football, he's going to complete it. Let's see if we can bring some pressure, but it just puts more pressure on your nickel and your corners and one-on-one coverage.
Second down 10, 18 seconds left in this first half. Finley's throw in traffic and incomplete. And now it's third down and 10. Now, North Carolina State has a young kicker who they feel from 50 yards in can hit.
Yeah, but right now you don't need to get the first down. You probably need to get about 5 yards, as close to that 30-yard line as you can to feel comfortable with your kicking the ball. And you have to remember, too, you're up 20-7 right now. Don't chance anything. If you get a great field goal shot, great. Make or miss, you're still going to the halftime with a lead.
Third down 10. Again, Marshall blitzes. Finley hurried, throws, back shoulder, caught by Harmon. First down at the 11, but there's only 9 seconds left.
You got time. You have time for possibly two throws in the end zone here. But great job. Eyes get the safety to move to the middle of the field. And there's nothing you can do. Chris Jackson, DB for Marshall, there's nothing you can do. You have great coverage. You're on the receiver. It's just a better ball against a big receiver. And these guys have been doing it for a long time together.
Ryan Finley has executed every kind of throw you can ask for tonight.
If I'm a GM of an NFL team, I am salivating over what I'm seeing tonight. From the anticipation to the back shoulders to the deep ball down the field. We said that's what he needed to work on. Well, that's a great accurate ball. A great accurate ball 2 series ago down the field as well. There's nothing that he can't do. And then we're seeing it to his ability to get out of the pocket, use his legs to extend the play as well.
Ticklish spot here. It is first down. The football is just outside the 10, but there's only 9 seconds left in the half. NC State does have a timeout.
And they have some big receivers. They have 6'3", 6'4", 6'3". A lot of talented guys that can go up and get it. Make sure you throw this ball only where your receiver can get it. If it's an incompletion, kick a field goal.
9 seconds left. Final seconds, first half. Another blitz. Finley stands in, throws it to the sideline, and it is caught there. Amezi is out of bounds. It stops the clock with 4 seconds left. Now you probably take the 3 points.
Yeah, take it. You took a chance. Great coverage on the back end. The DBs were playing about 9 yards off, knowing, hey, they got to throw a touchdown. That ball has to be in the end zone. Let's make sure everything stays in front of us. But still a great 2-minute drive, or less than a minute drive, to get down there and hopefully get 3 more points on the board before halftime.
Third final timeout. NC State, 30 seconds.
NC State will take a timeout. Now, the last 2 years for Dave Doran, his kicking game, his field goal kicking game has been a mess. And it's been a real struggle. They feel that with this freshman out of Lexington, North Carolina, Christopher Dunn, that they've solved some of those problems. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And now Marshall's going to call a timeout.
Third final timeout. Marshall, 30 seconds.
Brent Stover and the gang. Right around the bend in New York. Verizon halftime report.
And we knew NC State, you give them any time, they're going to be able to drive down the field. There's the fumble that got them back the ball. And then with 3 timeouts, 2 timeouts left, Finley, you knew he was going to be able to get these guys up and down the field, whether it's 7 points or 3 points, but that's just an incredible throw. That back shoulder fade, it's tough to learn as a QB, but once you master it and once you get the timing down to the receivers, they have to understand not to anticipate it, to run your route and then react off it. And you're seeing these receivers right now, they're not slowing down, they're not turning their eyes too soon. They're running full speed and then reacting to it, which doesn't give the DB enough time to turn around and make a play on the ball.
26 yards. And Coach was right. This kid can kick. He's been accurate. He's 3 for 3. And North Carolina State gets points off the Marshall turnover. And the Wolfpack will get the ball to start the second half. Terrific half for North Carolina State defensively, offensively, and with the special teams. 23-7 is your halftime score here at Marshall. After the break, we'll send you back to our CBS Sports Network studio in New York for the Verizon Halftime Report. Brent Stover, Houston Nutt, Kevin Carter. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico.
Verizon Halftime Report on CBS Sports Network.
All right, welcome in alongside Kevin Carter and Houston Nutt. I'm Brent Stover. At the break, all NC State taking on Marshall on the road. If you're going to go on the road, you need a quarterback that's a veteran and doesn't make mistakes, and that's what they've got in Ryan Finley.
You got to take care of the ball. If you're Marshall, you're sick because you could have had momentum. You either get 3 or 7 right there. It's a different game, Kevin. But instead, now all the momentum's on the other side. Look at Ryan Finley. Does a great job with his eyes. I love this design play. Ooh, fake a little power, fake a little sweet reverse. No, it's a post play. Perfect trajectory to Kelvin Harmon. Big time play right here. And here is the difference, though, guys, to me in the game. Isaiah Green, take care of that football. Don't fumble this ball away. Good job by the defense, scooping and trying to score.
Turnovers are always a factor, but the first clip you showed of Kelvin Harmon, Coach, chunk plays, and there are a ton of them for this offense right now for NC State. There are 4 targets in that passing game for NC State that all have catches over 20 yards. So if Marshall's going to get anything going in the second half, they better play with some defense as well, because defense needs to travel for you to get the win, for also on the road.
Kelvin Harmon, 6 catches for $150. Ryan Finley, 16 of 26, 286. 23-7 is the score. Let's catch you up on some highlights from the day. Number 3, Clemson opening ACC play on the road. We'll get to that in a moment. First, though, it was Virginia Tech right here on CBS Sports Network. And Virginia Tech playing at Old Dominion, the number 13 team in the country. The Hokies, Ryan Willis, 13 yards. Chris Cunningham ties it at 35. Ensuing drive, the Monarchs just absolutely went tit for tat all day. Blake LaRussa makes it 42-35 to Jonathan Duhart. LaRussa, 495 passing yards, second most a player has thrown against Virginia Tech ever. And then, Coach, they had a chance to take a knee, but they put the icing on the cake.
No, they put the icing on the cake. Jeremy Cox says, I'll take it, and he goes and falls in the end zone, guys, in celebration time.
49-35, and it's the first win ever over a Power 5 conference team. For the Monarchs of Old Dominion, they did it right here on our air. 49-35 was the final. Kevin, your thoughts?
Loved it. Loved every minute of it. I was pulling for Old Dominion, but I like the way that they managed this game. Look, they answered. Every time there was a big play on the other side, they answered. They came down the field. They withstood what Josh Jackson was throwing at him. He goes down. Willis comes in at the end. It's an exciting game, but what they were able to do in the vertical passing game, to me, was the most just exciting aspect of this game. Duhart going downfield. Those guys were catching passes in one-on-one coverage. They did a great job, Old Dominion did, by formation, getting those isolated one-on-one looks on the outside with their receivers.
Great game plan, no question about it, Kevin. You know what I'd love to see, Brent? The celebrated locker room. The Old Dominion celebrating locker. You see that sideline, it will do so much for your team. Offense, defense, special teams, it takes them to another level. Virginia
Tech, one of the top teams in the ACC, they get beaten this game. Clemson did get a blowout win against Georgia Tech, and we've got a couple of ACC teams on our air, so I want to talk about Clemson because they don't have much left on their schedule. Is it going to hurt them for the playoff?
I don't think so. Y'all may disagree, but they can only play what's on their schedule. I love their front seven, and I love their offense.
Hard to project right now. We don't know how the teams are going to stack up as the season goes on. Some of those teams that we're saying aren't very good could end up being very good and actually ranked that could help them out there towards the end of the season.
All right, NC State out of the ACC on the road, 23-7 advantage against Conference USA's Marshall, and they've gotten it done on the ground and through the air. Domination. More to come.
This university is on a march to achieve our full potential.
We help empower each other to dream big and do big.
That's why I really love our slogan, Think and Do. When you get these folks from NC State, they don't mind rolling up their sleeves and getting their hands dirty.
Companies want to hire NC State students.
We make something impossible possible.
We've been equipped to go out there and do great things and to change the world.
It's in the DNA of the place. We're here to think and do the extraordinary.
Back in Huntington, West Virginia, NC State a 23-7 lead over Marshall. Rich Waltz along with Aaron Murray. Impressive stuff offensively and defensively from NC State.
Yeah, it's been very impressive, especially Finley, his ability to throw the back shoulder fades on the run in the pocket. Right now, Marshall, they just need to figure out a way to get a drive going. They've been on the field defensively for about 2/3 of this game. That's way too long. But you just got to give Finley his credit. I mean, his ability to throw the football down the field, whether it's a post route, whether it's back shoulder. Marshall did have a little bit of spark, though. They did have a great play. Defense was focused on Tyree Brady. They took advantage of it. But then NC State comes back with long drive after long drive, and then a couple late rushing touchdowns along with some field goals. And it's been pretty ugly for Marshall defensively. We'll see if they can get a couple 3-and-outs.
Chick-fil-A game summary. Obviously, the total yardage jumps out at you, but third down conversion is important right now for NC State.
Yeah, and NC State this season so far is 15-25 heading into this game. Right now, 6 of 9. And then the average play per first down at 8.2. Heading in tonight, it was at 6.3, which is incredible. And now you jump it up almost another 2 yards. Marshall defensively needs to get off the football field this first drive, continue to rest, and then offensively get something going. Maybe get a focus away from Tyree Brady and let these other receivers go out there and make plays.
And North Carolina State has all the momentum and the lead. Maurice Trowell is going to take it out of the end zone, and Trowell is hit, brings it across the 20 to the 22-yard line. All right, let's check in with A.J. Ross. A.J. had a chance to catch up with both head coaches. A.J.?
That's right. I spoke with Coach Dorn, and he said he's satisfied with their turnover margin. And aside from that 82-yard blast to Marcel Williams, he likes that the defense is keeping points off the board. Offensively, he's happy with Finley and the run game, and they're hoping to keep that momentum going. Coach Holliday says they need to just stop Finley on third downs. They also need to minimize turnovers offensively, own time of possession, and push the chains.
Hey, A.J., weather-wise, I see you've got a coat on. What's it like down there?
It is a steady drizzle down here, but that's not stopping these Marshall fans from staying in this game.
Not stopping you either. Nice,
no, not at all.
Nice work down there. All right, North Carolina State, where they left off. Trent Penix twisting and turning. Frankie Hernandez made the stop. There it is. There's a great visual of the steady drizzle. Light rain here. Of course, a far cry from what both these teams dealt with last week. North Carolina State much closer to Hurricane Florence. Both teams had games canceled because of it. North Carolina State was going to host top 20 West Virginia. Marshall was on the road at South Carolina. Right now, North Carolina State on the ground against Marshall has been chewing up yardage. First half possessions. After that first punt, it was points every time they touched the football.
And long drives, so you see it 5-minute drive, almost 4-minute, another 4-minute, and then another 4-minute drive. And then that last one, they moved up and down the field on that 1-minute drill to get the field goal before the end of half.
Finley has had time. He's made some incredible throws. And he'll turn and hand it off. This is Penix, and he's caught by Frankie Hernandez. And that's maybe a gain of 1.
You saw that last play, Marshall turning up the heat, bringing a safety blitz, bringing a linebacker blitz, just trying to figure out any way they can slow this offense down. Like we said, 8.2 yards on first down. Finley's been very dominant in the pocket throwing the football. They need to disrupt at the line of scrimmage.
He threw for 286 yards in the first half. 4-man rush, time for Finley. Broken up, nicely done there. That was Kerryon Merrill, the senior corner.
Yeah, it's the third time they've gone to this route. Just a vertical route from the slot. Finley a hair behind, trying to hold his receiver up in between the safety and linebacker Merrill, or nickelback. Merrill making a great play. And right now, Marshall, they've put NC State throughout this game in 3rd and long situations, and they had not had success. Right now, it looks like they're going to drop 8, see if they can play coverage.
6 of 9 on 3rd down are the Wolfpack. Finley flushed, fires to the sideline, and this one is incomplete. Jacoby Myers was the intended receiver, and Marshall gets exactly what they needed, and that's a defensive stop.
And they dropped 8 right there, did a great job just rushing 3. Would have loved to see more contained from the defensive end. Got caught inside, allowing Finley to get on the outside and attempt a pass, but kept everything in front of him, knew where the sticks were for the 1st down. And that's big to get off the field. Get your offense on now. Defense done their job. Offense, get on there and let's get some points.
A.J. Cole into punt. Marcel Williams is deep. Short kick. And not a great hop if you're North Carolina State. Marshall's going to get this football, their first possession, 2nd half, at their own 28-yard line. 23-7 just underway. 2nd half here at Marshall. First possession, Marshall down 23-7. Early 2nd half. Let's go down to the sideline and A.J. Ross. A.J.?
Rich, the hallowed history of Marshall football continues to transcend generations, with former quarterback Reggie Oliver honored before tonight's game. Oliver led the young Thundering Herd to their first victory following the devastating 1970 plane crash that killed the majority of the team and staff. Coach Holliday is very keen about recruits learning the history of this program, visiting the Memorial Fountain on campus, and the team making an annual trek to Spring Hill Cemetery, where 6 unidentified players aboard that plane are buried. It's a tragic loss still etched in the hearts of many that continues to bind this resilient Huntington community together.
Well, AJ, that's you're right about that. And just if you were here the last couple of days, you learned how much Reggie Oliver meant to the community, to the school. Obviously, some emotional teammates that came back for his day today. And there's a pitch. And that play's going nowhere. And here's why it means so much. And Doc Holliday talked to us about embracing the history of Marshall. As you pointed out, recruits, when they come here, they visit the fountain, they visit the cemetery. The players run to the cemetery. Of course, many of you are aware of the great movie We Are Marshall. Matthew McConaughey playing legendary coach Jack Lengel in that. But Oliver was their first, he was the first guy, the first star after that crash on a team with a lot of freshmen. That one is incomplete. He led an incredible comeback win over a then ranked team, Bowling Green, that most in college football said was a miracle that they were able to win that game in 1971. And Reggie wanted to come here. He knew that he was coming to a place that had the awful tragedy, that had a depleted roster. He wanted to play quarterback. They told him he could, and he will be missed. 3rd down 10. Isaiah Green right now looking to the sideline. Marshall looking for any semblance of offense. Blitz comes. Green just gets it out, caught by Davis, got some room, got the first down, midfield to the 48-yard line. Same high school outside of Atlanta. Isaiah Green to Keon Davis.
Yeah, Davis does a tremendous job. Fake like he's going to block the blitz on the outside, then sneaks right around the defender, Tanner Engel. And that's a great pitch and catch, and that's a much-needed first down. I was a little bit worried there. They brought the heat. And Isaiah Green was able to buy just enough time to get his running back out of the backfield, dump it over for a much-needed first down to continue this drive, and most importantly, keep their defense off the football field.
From the 48-yard line, Green, oh, it's this guy again. It's Davis again. He's 20, and he's down to the 17-yard line. Green to Davis, second time on the drive.
Davis in the backfield, just gonna run a quick swing route. The entire defense flows one way. No one's paying attention to the running back. And that's 2 big catches for the running back out of the backfield. So much focus is on the receivers, not enough on the running backs. These linebackers need to do a better job of locating these guys out of the backfield and covering them up.
Anderson and King in the backfield. And this is Tyler King, and man, as he wrestled to the ground. That was quick. James Smith-Williams with some penetration. The Raleigh native makes a big tackle.
It's a great job stringing the run play out. We questioned, could this defensive line, who lost so many talented guys from last year to the NFL draft, 4 guys drafted in the top 4 rounds, can we get more production? Can these guys get into the backfield? Well, they did right there, stringing the running back out, and then a great play by James Smith-Williams to take him down the backfield for the loss.
That was a loss of 6, 2nd and 16. Davis is back in. Green looking for him, again goes to him. There's a catch, he escapes, look at him go, still on his feet. Well short of the first down, but a nifty catch and run. It's going to bring up a 3rd down inside the red zone. Going to put it right around the 15-yard line. And of course, the red zone is brought to you by Verizon. First trip of the night. Remember, they scored on an 82-yard throw by Green to Marcel Williams for a touchdown. So they haven't been in the red zone at all tonight.
Tyree Brady in the slot matched up with a safety. We'll see if they can be creative with him.
Green's going to go for him in the corner, and he overthrows. Good coverage there by Jarius Moorhead. And Marshall's going to have to settle for a shot at 3.
I like the play, getting your star receiver in the slot lined up on a safety, Jarius Moorhead. As a quarterback, good things are going to happen if you give your receiver an opportunity to go up there with a jump ball. You have a 6'3" receiver, throw it up. It's going to be a catch. There's a good chance you get a pass interference, but throwing the ball in the end zone does no one good.
Brady last year against North Carolina State, 11 catches, 248 yards. He does not have a catch in the game. And Marshall's going to get this 3 points. Justin Rohrwasser, the junior out of Clifton Park, New York, drills the field goal. Marshall settles for 3, cuts the lead to 13.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by over 6,000 independent craft breweries, turning the beer world upside down one glass at a time. By Red Lobster. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
In 8 years at Marshall for Doc Holliday, 5 bowl games, 5 wins. He's a perfect 5-0. Wins over Maryland, Northern Illinois, UConn, Colorado State. 5-0. He won the New Mexico Bowl over Colorado State last year. Right now he's trailing North Carolina State 23-10. C.J. Riley is deep for North Carolina State. After a field goal, Riley's 2 yards in, gonna bring it out. Oh! Riley's down, ball is loose, and it's picked up, and it's returned for a touchdown by Marshall. Artis Johnson scooped it up. Riley is still down.
Looked like Jaquan Yoli, number 2, backup linebacker, with an absolute monster of a hit. Completely legal, does a great job, lowers his shoulder and puts it right on the football, right in the chest of the runner. And that's how you get momentum back. A big play like that for a touchdown that gets the juice flowing on that sideline.
Artis Johnson with the scoop and the score, but the concern right now, that is a vicious hit. And look, I know they've changed the kickoff rule, and this is example A of why. because of the violent collisions you get on this play. And Riley, the sophomore, it's a big guy, 6'4", 206. Huge play. Marshall's extra point team is on the field.
And that's a big loss if he's not able to come back in this game. You already have Thayer Thomas, who was injured in the first quarter. Jacoby Myers, who's been banged up with an ankle injury. So who knows how healthy he is playing out right now. So 3 of your top receivers at the moment are either out of this game or a little bit injured playing so far.
They are taking Riley right now straight to the locker room. He is on his own power, though with some help. A.J. Ross will have an update as soon as she can. Kick is up and good, and this game has changed in the blink of an eye. Special teams touchdown for Marshall. Artis Johnson, the fumble recovery. And C.J. Riley, the sophomore, is on his way to the locker room. One more look at the hit, the fumble, and the touchdown. It's a legal hit. He led with the shoulder.
Yeah, but you talked about it, Rich. These guys, they're big, they're fast, and they're getting a 60, 70-yard head start. They're full speed. Jaquan Yoli was untouched on that tackle. No one blocked him, and he completely teed off on C.J. Riley with a big hit.
For those of you that think they should go back to the old-fashioned football kickoff, we talked to a head coach earlier this year who was on the rules committee that changed that rule, and he said, look, when I played, okay, now much bigger, much faster, much stronger, much more violent, much more dangerous. That ball is through the end zone. And this crowd is fired up right now. CBS Super Bowl season continues. Denver off to a 2-0 start, taking on Baltimore. Buffalo looks for his first win against Minnesota. Showdown, the City of Angels, Chargers, Rams. Check your local listings for the game in your area. And start it off with the NFL Today, presented by Jeep at 12 Eastern on CBS. Our NFL trivia: first player drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars in team history. Tony Baselli, an enormous human and a great, great tackle out of USC. Shotgun, Finley back to work. And he'll pump and he'll throw it away. Why might Tony Baselli be on the show tonight? Because his son is a member, a redshirt freshman out of Ponte Vedra Beach near the Jacksonville area. Adam Baselli's a tight end, big like dad, 6'5", 253, and just a freshman. Mark Brunell, of course, a great Jaguar in his own right, was his high school coach. Good Well, listen to this place now. They've come back to life. 6-point game, motion there. Finley still has it. Now he'll pitch. And in tight quarters, Stephon Lewis is going to take it all the way out across the 35 for a first down.
And Adam Fuller, defensive coordinator for Marshall, was worried about this play. He said NC State is going to have this in there, the triple option, the ability to hand it off, quarterback run it, or then you see the pitch there. You see the Georgia Techs of the world run a similar offense under center. But every game, NC State finds a way to sneak that play in there. They beat them last year with a big play like that 60-yard quarterback run. And then a great first down there.
1st and 10. And nothing going there. Much better run stoppers on this Marshall defense here in the second half. Reggie Gillespie had the carry. Gillespie was over 50 yards in the first half. And Malik Thompson, the senior out of Winter Garden, Florida. Both these schools have gone to Florida and stocked their rosters with a lot of Florida talent. Second down, 9. And open there. Lewis in the seam, and he's got the football. And a huge gain down to the 30-yard line.
Lewis in the slot. They are loving these seam routes. Safety goes to the middle of the field. Great eyes by Finley, looking him off, and then puts some muster on it, drives it in there, making sure his receiver catches it before the safety gets over.
Finley on 1st and 10, stops, looks, fires it. He has been willing to throw the ball away throughout the night. He's normally one of the most accurate passers in all of college football. His completion percentage has been ridiculous in his career. He's at 74% going into this ball game.
Yeah, 80% last year when these two faced off week 2. But you're seeing this Marshall defense. They've seen the bootleg, they've seen the play action, staying home, being a little bit more disciplined. That's twice on this drive right now that Finley's had to throw the ball away on a bootleg.
2nd down 10. Finley again over the middle, caught, touchdown. Emeka Emezi. Remember, he was knocked out of the game and came back in the first half.
That's a great play. 3 verticals. Safety took the tight end across the middle on that inside vertical. And once again, number 2 down the seam. Emeka did a great job setting up his defender. A little lean to the outside and then bend it across. Very friendly for his quarterback.
Marshall, a big play on special teams and an answer from the Wolfpack.
Yeah, and Marshall, just when they thought they were getting the momentum back on their side, not so fast. Finley does a great job leading his team down the field. That's a great throw. Great pass by Finley.
North Carolina State back up 13, 30-17, 7.5 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Ryan Finley has been all that was advertised tonight.
Yeah, been all that's advertised and more. You see just the calm motion, even throwing a 50, 60-yard pass down the field, the back shoulders, the seam routes. These are NFL-type throws down the football field. 18 to 32, 348, 1 touchdown. Could have had a couple more touchdowns. They've run it in late in drives. Been on fire.
Our Geico difference maker, certainly tonight. And now Isaiah Green. Green's night a little different, 12 of 24. Still some damage, 208 yards, 82 on that long touchdown throw to Marcel Williams.
Yeah, we still have 7 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. They're down. The running game has not been getting going for Marshall. Look for him to hopefully step it up the rest of this game if they want to have a chance to win it.
Short kick, Marcel Williams. And Williams is out to the 30-yard line. Let's go to our New York studio for the Independent Craft Brewery updates.
Rich and Aaron, Army's Andy Davidson with a touchdown run. Army has since stuffed Oklahoma on a 4th and goal at the 1. So the Black Knights in 5th-ranked Sooners tied at 21 in the 4th.
Wow. I mean, look, we've already been stunned a few times with Old Dominion smacking down Virginia Tech, among other upsets, but Army hanging in there against Oklahoma. Here, Marshall against an ACC opponent with the ball, down 13. Quick throw, caught there, and that's Xavier Gaines, the sophomore, who entered the program as a quarterback, 6'2", 220. Green, a redshirt freshman, getting start number 3. Though his coaches, Tim Cramsey, his offensive coordinator, Doc Holliday, the head coach, both told us he does not play or react like a freshman. They had a great quarterback here a while ago, Rakeem Cato, who led him to the championship in 14. Deep ball, another one. This time he overthrows Willie Johnson. That was the same throw and pattern that Marcel Williams was on for the 82-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and he had Willie Johnson here. Did a great job early in this game leading his receiver across the field. Right there he did. He had a step on Chris Ingram, number 15, defensive back. Just lead him out front there. As a right-handed quarterback, the ball's going to travel from left to right. So when you're throwing a post route from right to left, you have to aim a little bit farther left. The ball will naturally tail right into your receiver's hands.
3rd down 8. Green hit as he throws. Oh, caught there. Exquisite. Tyree Brady, somehow, who was locked up under coverage, got a hand on it and held it.
And there's nothing you can do as a defensive back. That's just a great catch, great concentration. But Isaiah Green got absolutely blasted in the backfield. Still stuck it in there for an accurate throw.
Davis trying to get to the edge, pushed out of bounds. He's going to gain 5. This really is something. Look at this. One hand, man all over him. Probably could have been pass interference.
No, I think he did. The defensive back, Nick McLeod, did a great job. Not really touching. Those are going to be a little contact, but nothing serious there. That's just a great catch for his great coverage. And once again, though, he was doubled up. But Isaiah Green found a way to fit it in there, barely for the 1st down.
We can disagree. It's okay. Green throwing again, this time well over the head of Willie Johnson. And all of a sudden, North Carolina State starting to get pressure on him.
Well, we saw 2 plays ago with that amazing catch. The pressure on Isaiah Green, he needs to sit in there a little bit more, trust his offensive line. We've seen, yeah, 3-by-1 formations. If Tyree Brady is one-on-one, Isaiah Green needs to focus on him a little bit more.
You can see he wanted the football. 3rd down and 5. Green rolling, pressure there. Davis, the catch, man, yards after catch from this guy is outstanding. Keon Davis, the senior out of suburban Atlanta.
And this is a mature quarterback right here, going through his reads. Nothing's open. Great catch. Is that lucky that wasn't a tip? Up top, Will Ermer gets away with a little bit of hold as a left tackle, top of your screen. But still, great job getting through your reads, getting down to your running back, who's had some great 1st down catches tonight.
3rd down conversion there. Green has time, never a deep shot. This is for Brady. Flags are down. It might not have been a catchable ball.
Yeah, they're signaling uncatchable.
There was no foul for defensive pass interference. Pass was uncatchable.
Once again, in the 1st half, you had Tyree Brady in the slot on an inside go ball. He throws it out of bounds. Same thing here. Let your receiver go make a play. He's bigger, he's more physical, he's lanky. He's going to make a catch or it's going to be a PI. You just got to keep the ball in bounds.
Doc Holliday got his money's worth.
Yeah, this is completely uncatchable. The ball lands about 4 yards out of bounds. A good call by the side ref.
2nd down 10. Green, little release there. Caught in traffic. It's Armani Levias. And he's to the 18-yard line, and Marshall keeps coming back.
Now, I love the play call. A couple series ago, you saw the pitch from the quarterback to the running back. Here they fake it, sets up in the pocket real quick. The tight end acts like he's going to block out, and the linebacker sneaks to the middle of the field. And that's a great pitch and catch for the 1st down and get in the red zone as well.
Quick trigger there, caught by Marcel Williams. It's one thing to throw the ball short. It feels like Isaiah Green, when he throws it short, gives his receivers and his running back, Davis, the opportunity to catch and then go.
He does. He leads them, even the touchdown pass in the 1st half, being able to lead his receivers so they can stay in stride. And it's pick and shoulders. We talk about all the time when these guys get lined up for these short routes. You see where the defense is. You lead them to the left or lead them to the right based on the ball position, and they know to turn over that shoulder and get upfield. And he's being accurate, pinpoint accuracy with these short throws.
Good drive here from Marshall, 2nd and 6. Green is rolling and looking open, but he missed him. Brady was wide open, and the throw was well behind him. Well-designed play.
Brady at the top of your screen. Great job going through your progression as Green. 1, 2, and then really Brady's your last resort. Usually never gets open. He does, and you got to find a way to hit him. He's too big.
Now the receiver downfield, number 15, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Armani Levias, the tight end, apparently did not line up in a position or a formation that allowed him to get downfield. I mean, he's got his hands up. Second down. And 11. Green rolling. Again. Deep ball. And again incomplete. This time, Marcel Williams, the intended receiver. Boy, Marshall has come so close.
At least Isaiah Green's realizing, give my receivers a chance to make a play in the football. Good things are going to happen. There's a reason why these guys play defensive back. They're not the most natural gifted catchers. As a receiver, these guys are taught to judge the ball in the air, make a play with their hands. You just got to give them a shot right there. Just unfortunate, but at least he gave his guy an opportunity to try to make a play.
Now third down and 11. Play clock hit 0. Let's see if they got the timeout first.
Timeout.
They did.
Marshall.
So Marshall's going to take a timeout. This has been a long drive, highlighted by some big plays, some nice third down conversions. And Marshall finds themselves with third down and 11. They've got to get down just to the 8-yard line.
And the key right here is, listen, it's 30-17. Don't force something down the field. You have hopefully an automatic 3 points. You get it to 30-20. There's 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. You have a whole nother quarter ahead of you. Don't force a football in the tight coverage here if you're Isaiah Green. If you got to check it down to your running backs. Get it to Davis. He's been special with the ball in the backfield. But listen, 3 points to turn this into a 10-point game could be huge heading into this fourth quarter.
One thing North Carolina State has done defensively that they were concerned about, they've controlled Green in the running game. They have kept their lanes. Green really hasn't beaten them on a scramble so far tonight. Third down and 11. Wolfpack show blitz. They come with 4. Green's got time. Now he's hit. Now he tries to escape, and he does. Green, the tuck. Green veers out of bounds. He had to get inside the 9, and he figured he'd head for safer ground. You can take the 3 here, and it looks like that's what they'll do. I think Green may have lost sight of where the first down marker was.
No, I think he realized, listen, there's a full quarter left to play. I'm going to do my team no good if I try to take on 3 defenders and try to run them over and get hurt. A lot of time left in this game. You get it to 30-20. I think you're feeling pretty good for Marshall. You just got to find a way to stop NC State defensively now.
Field goes up and good. So a long drive with a lot of big plays yields 3 points, and Marshall's within 10. NC State up 10 on the roads at Marshall. Dr. Pepper Fansville camera. Welcome to Fansville. Welcome to Marshall. This is a great tailgating stadium and atmosphere. The fans here tonight, this place holds 35,000, and it has been raining for a good part. Not a heavy rain, but a steady drizzle. They were loud and proud to begin with. North Carolina State came out, dominated this game early, but now it's a 10-point game with 3:05 left, third quarter. Fair catch called for and made. Part of the reason they had to settle for the field goal right now is the job the defense is doing on Tyree Brady.
And you're going to see the majority of these clips. Nick McLeod, this was the matchup we want to see all day long. Could Nick McLeod one-on-one match up with Tyree Brady? And he's pretty much locked him down. He's done a tremendous job. There's nothing you can do in that last play right there. It's a great one-handed catch. They have won defensively, locking Tyree Brady down. Yes, he's had help over the top. I'm talking about Nick McLeod with a safety, but just only 2 catches, couple drops. We'll see this 4th quarter coming up if they can get him more involved in this game plan.
Finley avoids a rush and then steps right into it. Channing Hames and Chase Hancock.
It's a great initial move up front, getting Finley to get off his spot, make him step up, and then there's just too much pressure. Great job by Marshall. There's one thing to get pressure around you as a quarterback from the edges. You can easily step up in the pocket, but when there's something in your face, not many places for you to go.
Loss of 6. Finley, little swing pass there. Meyer was in motion, makes the catch, and is knocked out of bounds. Jalen McLean-Sapp made the hit, and another 3rd down for North Carolina State. They were so good on 3rd down in that first half. They were 6 of 9.
And Marshall right now, look for them to get back to that 3-man defensive front. Most likely drop 8 defenders back in coverage. Understanding that NC State has to get to the 35-yard line for the first down.
You see Finley on 3rd down. 0 of 1 on 3rd down here in the second half. Finley back and flushed. Fires it, and it's broken up. Merrill is there. Carry on Merrill. And a flag down at the 32.
Pass interference, offense, number 3.
And that's against North Carolina State. And it's declined by Marshall.
Yeah, just a legal pick down the field by Harmon. You see running into defenders. Great call by the referee. They're taught to look at that. Everyone's versus man-to-man, try and pick routes. Great job by the defense, though. Creating pressure, getting Finley off his point, and then knocking the ball down.
A.J. Cole to punt it. Marcel Williams to return it. Gets a block, runs into his own man. A race for the sideline. And he gets there, pauses, shifts gears. That's a nifty return. Out to the 43-yard line. AP poll, it's a good time to take a look at it. It's powered by Ram Trucks. Aaron Murray, what do you see? A few upsets, certainly in college football.
Oklahoma right now tied up with Army. No one would have probably guessed that heading in today, so that's going to be one to keep a close eye on. But the top 3 just absolutely dominant. Alabama right now, I don't know anyone in the country can hang with those guys. Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State. Dwayne Haskins has been extremely dominant. Urban Meyer's first game back, that was a big win for those guys.
LSU right now having trouble with Louisiana Tech. It's 24-21. Keon Davis in the backfield with Isaiah Green. Marshall moved the ball well their last time. And they've got it here. Davis shifting gears. And a nice hit and stop by Laryl Murchison, the junior out of Elizabethtown, North Carolina. How about the draft on the defensive line for North Carolina State? The 2018 NFL draft. Bradley Chubb went in the 1st round. B.J. Hill, Justin Jones in the 3rd. Contavious Street in the 4th. That's your entire defensive line going in the first 4 rounds of the NFL draft. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's tough to replace those 4 guys, especially a young man like Bradley Chubb.
That's incomplete. Artie Henry was the intended receiver. 3rd down and 9. Well, here you go. Here was the draft for the Wolfpack. Only one other school had more players drafted in the NFL draft this year. I'm sure everybody could guess that. It was Alabama.
Of course, Alabama. They get 7 guys in the first 2 rounds every single season. But that's impressive. NC State, I mean, they are producing quarterbacks. They're producing defensive linemen. They're trying to keep kids in state. Keep these kids in North Carolina, in the Carolinas, not going to Georgia, not going to Alabama, not going to Florida. But listen, you come to NC State, we win football games, and we'll put you in the draft as well.
Blitz comes. Green's in trouble, and he's flushed. Fires it up the field, and it's intercepted. Picked off of the 45-yard line. Racing up the sideline, Jarius Moorhead. He's gonna go. Moorhead, the strong safety, sat on the throw and scores.
Yeah, Doc Holliday was praising Isaiah Green, his ability to take care of the football, and that's just a bad football play. You had to retreat about 15 yards backwards. You're throwing on the run, someone's in your face. Throw it away, live the play, another down. You have great field position, but that's a freshman quarterback making a freshman move. Only his third game playing. He'll learn from that going forward. Just throw the ball away.
Timeout. Marshall.
Now Marshall has called a timeout.
Possibly to look and see if Jarius Moorhead may have stepped out of bounds. He got close, was tight roping the sideline a little bit.
Well, let's take a look and see. I think he's clean.
It's clean so far.
That left foot, you don't see it. There's an official right there.
From up where we were, I didn't see anything. Looked like he stayed in bounds, and from that view as well. And looked like they're calling it a touchdown. It's the left foot we want to concentrate on. And it's in bounds right there. That was a step.
North Carolina State with a defensive touchdown. Jarius Moorhead takes it to the house. (37-20), 9:54 here in the East. And everybody knows that it's now officially fall. Well, not everybody. I didn't know that until our crack staff of researchers who travel with us everywhere we go informed us. So there you go. And I do know that it's officially raining.
Yeah, which is not going to help any sort of comeback in this fourth quarter. Ball's going to be a little bit slippier.
On the return, this is Marcel Williams. And Williams with the football out across the 35-yard line. So the young quarterback who had such a tough road to get here, really a tough childhood growing up near Atlanta. They compare him to Rakeem Cato, who had a fabulous career here. In fact, led Marshall to the 2014 Conference USA title.
And not a bad night, and he's played well those first two games. Is also completing over 60% of his passes, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception heading into tonight. It's those little things like that last play that he's going to learn from when to make those decisions.
That one broken up, trailing the play and getting a hand on it was Jermaine Pratt, the linebacker.
And that's tough for a linebacker. 20 yards down the field, covering the back out of the backfield, and Tyler King, a speedier back on a little bit of a wheel route. Great job staying hip for hip and then going up there and getting a paw on it.
6'3", 240 out in coverage, making an athletic play. Second down, 10. Well, Marcel Williams on the carry, and he's going to lose a yard. Right now for Marshall, it's raining, and they are down by 17, headed to the fourth. Doc Holliday says, let's rally here. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network. 37-20 Wolfpack, and we're presented by Geico. Three-quarters of football done here. North Carolina State's been impressive tonight. Marshall, an interception, a pick six that was taken back for the latest NC State score. And the Thundering Herd with the football on a long third down here. Third down and 11. Isaiah Green, the redshirt freshman quarterback, scrambles, throws short. Caught there. That's Marcel Williams, and he's going nowhere. Tanner Ingle, the true freshman nickelback, who's been in on a lot of plays tonight, made the stop
And we were talking in the third quarter about all these talented defenders that were drafted. They lost 7 players on that front 7. All of them are gone. NFL draft or graduated. A lot of youth, a lot of inexperience, but they're growing up tonight. Especially that front 4 have shown me a lot through 3 quarters. Their ability to stop the run and then get after Isaiah Green as well whenever he does drop back.
Robert Lefevre is the punter for the Thundering Herd. Jacoby Myers makes a tumbling catch at the 29-yard line. NC State on the road up 17. Time now for Pound, brought to you by Rogue Fitness. When you need to pound it, you use that offensive line, and North Carolina State has done it a couple of times. This was the touchdown by Reggie Gillespie. 15 carries, 53 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He also had 2 touchdowns last season in this same game versus Marshall.
Rain continues to fall here in West Virginia. Gillespie with the carry. Ball security right now, premium. Darius Hodge, Frankie Hernandez made the stop for Marshall.
And you're going to see a more and more aggressive Marshall defense, I believe, the rest of this fourth quarter, understanding that they need to get the ball back to their offense and they need to get to them with great field position so they can't give up chunk plays, especially in the run game, if they want to have any shot of making a comeback this fourth quarter.
Gillespie, run down there. Joan Young, right at the 34-yard line. And bring up 3rd down and 4. Well, we've seen Marshall score on a special teams play, a fumble kickoff return. We've seen them score on a long touchdown throw. Trying to get the ball back here early fourth quarter. Down by 17. Finley has the first down. Nice slide at the 41-yard line.
Just add that to what he can do. Can throw the football, can make decisions in the pocket, can get the line set up properly to protect against the blitz. And if you want to drop everyone back, he has the ability to take off with his legs and get the first down. And just seeing that clock now at 12:30, another first down should take another 2 minutes off the clock as well.
For a team that has not won a division title or an ACC title since 1979, they've had extraordinary success at the quarterback spot. And this guy is the latest and greatest, Ryan Finley. Gillespie reverses, and he's going to get to the 42-yard line. We showed you that montage of Phillip Rivers, of Russell Wilson, Mike Glennon, Jacoby Brissett, and now Finley, who started his career coming out of Phoenix, Arizona, at Boise State, had a couple of season-ending injuries, decided to transfer here, found a home, and this is his 3rd year as a starter.
The thing that does worry me, though, about this offense is the lack of the running game. And they're going to be playing better teams. They're going to be playing Clemson and at Syracuse, Florida State, Wake Forest, better football teams defensively, where you can't rely on Finley to go out there and throw the ball 45, 50 times in order to win it. You need better play of the offensive line. You need better play from the running backs going forward. They took somewhat of a step forward tonight, but they're still a long way away in that category offensively.
To your point, 2 games, not great competition. They average just 99 yards a game on the ground. They've got 101 in this ball game. Finley on 3rd down and 4 to the sidelines. It's caught, and that's a first down. Stephon Lewis with the catch. And let's go down to the sideline. And A.J. Ross. A.J.,
Yeah, guys, the Wolfpack wide receiver core has taken some hard hits this game. I just found out wide receiver C.J. Riley, who was nailed by Jaquan Yulee earlier in the third, is out for this game with an unspecified injury. We mentioned before, Thayer Thomas also out wearing a sling along his right arm. I'm told it's his shoulder that they're concentrating on. Both are now dressed down, watching the game from afar along a ramp just outside the visitor locker room.
All right, thank you, A.J. That ball is going to land in empty space. There they are on the right. Now, Thayer Thomas was hit on a ball that he caught and held on to, but he slammed hard to the turf. You see that right arm in a sling. And C.J. Riley was back on a kickoff return and took a brutal hit, lost the football, was helped from the field, and has been out since.
Yeah, and then Jacoby Myers still battling an ankle injury right now. And that's why you see most of the focus has been on Kelvin Harmon tonight so far, doing a great job being the lead receiver.
Amezi, and that is sniffed out and snuffed out by Kerryon Merrill. Brent Stover back in New York. Brent?
Rich, Army and 5th-ranked Oklahoma are in overtime. Kyler Murray, a touchdown throw to CeeDee Lamb. So now Army has the ball looking to answer. Guys?
That's it. On a day and a night of surprises, that would be an enormous one. Thank you, Brent.
And another surprise developing too. Kentucky over Mississippi State right now, 28-7. Kentucky looks to be pretty real with Benny Snell Jr. back there in the backfield.
Finley and shotgun on a long third down. Little inside screen to Amezi. Bounces it outside, has company, and is wrestled down in front of the North Carolina State bench. Yulee, Jaquan Yulee made the stop, and the clock is no longer the friend for Marshall. They're going to get this football back with probably less than 9 minutes. Marcel Williams is deep for this punt. A.J. Cole will punt it. There's Williams. High snap. Oh, they came after it and almost got it. That's a wobbly kick. And it's going to bounce out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. Timeout on the field. Marshall at home and down right now to North Carolina State. Our catch of the game tonight brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. This is Tyree Brady, who has had a Nick McLeod shadow all night.
Yeah, it's been tough sledding so far for Tyree Brady. And we knew it going into this game. You look at last season, what he was able to do to dominate this game from the receiving position. You see it, Nick McLeod all over him, a safety over the top. Just has not been, you see right there, 11 receptions, 248 and a touchdown last season. They had a plan for him, and it's worked out to perfection for them, for this NC State defense.
And look, to his credit, there have been some targets where he's been open and Isaiah Green has missed him. But McLeod's done a wonderful job on him, and as a result, NC State is up 17. Green's going to go to the sideline there, and that one is deflected. Flags down. It's intercepted. Obialo and Ingram battling. Ingram comes down with the ball, but Obialo looked like he was interfered with. Now the flag sits in front of the NC State bench.
Yeah, it should be a PI on the defense. Ingram, a little bit too much contact.
Oh, North Carolina State is reacting like it's offensive
foul. Face mask. Defense number 7. That penalty's declined. Results of play. First down.
So the face mask was on the, well, it was against the offense, but apparently it was after they turned to defense. So this is going to be NC State's football. Chris Ingram with an interception.
Yeah, Obi right there, his left hand gets right into the face mask of Chris Ingram, right in front of the referee, just prior to that view right there. But great catch, though. We talk about great catches from Tyree Brady. That's a great catch from a DB, Chris Ingram. Concentration, even when getting hit in the face, to reel it in pretty much with one hand.
So second interception for the secondary. Here's a look at the face mask on a freeze.
Right now, you see Chris Ingram's head back up a little bit. That's when the hands were up around that face mask level. That's when the referee threw the penalty.
And now if you're North Carolina State, ball security, run some clock. A 17-point lead. And they'll keep it on the ground with Reggie Gillespie. And here's a nice game by Gillespie. Busted out of bounds there by Nazeeh Johnson. It was hard in fall camp to really get reps for any of the running backs, because at one point all of the running backs, the three, Gillespie, Penix, and Bodine, were all nicked up. They had safeties that had to come over and take reps at the running back spot. Marquise Couch bottles up Gillespie. We talked about it earlier for North Carolina State. This is a season where it feels like there's opportunity in the ACC. They've not won a division or a conference title since 1979.
Yeah, the powers are shifting a little bit. Obviously, Clemson's still a very dominant football team. Florida State, better football game today, especially on the offensive side of the football. But NC State, they have what you want to be successful in an ACC, which is a little bit top-heavy at the moment with just Clemson up there.
Couch again trips up Gillespie. Marshall is look, Marshall's Conference USA. Conference USA, everyone feels it's a Florida Atlantic, which is in Marshall's East Division. The Florida Atlantic is the team to beat. They played a hard-fought game last night against UCF and lost in Orlando. Finley's throw, he throws that back shoulder ball so well. Stephon Lewis makes the catch. That's receivers and quarterbacks, a real ballet.
Yeah, they're putting on an absolute clinic tonight on how to throw the back shoulder. And you see it right there. It's not a dart. You're not beaming it. It's not like you're throwing a slant. You throw it with some accuracy. You throw it with some height, a little bit of a two ball. That way your receiver can still run full speed and then adjust to the ball when it's in the air. And it does help, like we talked about, these receivers are all 6'2", 6'3", 3 or 4 inches taller than the guys guarding them.
Gain of 2. Brent Stover back in New York.
Rich, the thrilling finish for Army in Oklahoma on 4th down for Army. Throw it up for grabs. Parnell Motley, the interception for OU. They survive by 7 in overtime, guys.
Wow. Well, tip of the cap to Army for sure, and a deep exhale by Oklahoma. Here, North Carolina State has been in control most of the night. And Penix bouncing off of tacklers has got himself inside the 10-yard line down to the 9. Short of the first down. It's 3rd down and 2. 5.5 minutes. If North Carolina State can just take care of the football, they should head back to Raleigh at 3-0.
I think the key right now for this NC State offense this next week in practice, find a way to get healthy. When you start playing ACC foes, we talked about the difficulty when you go on the road at Clemson, when you go on the road at Syracuse, you're going to need all your talent out there on the football field.
This play is blown dead.
Ball start, offense, number 53, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Of course, the West Virginia game last week was going to be a real test, obviously, at home for North Carolina State. That game canceled because of the hurricane. Virginia is next, then Boston College. Both of those games are home games. and then a week off before the road game at number 2 Clemson. Also road games at Syracuse, at Louisville, and at North Carolina. Third down 7. Finley to throw. A little more elevation. He would have thrown it right into our little camera nest down there on the cart.
He has demonstrated tonight with some of these throwaways the maturity that we didn't see, obviously, with Isaiah Green earlier in this game, trying to make a play when it wasn't there, throwing a pick 6. He could take a little page out of Ryan Finley's book. Things aren't there. Live to play another down. Throw the ball. It's probably the 4th time Ryan Finley's thrown the ball out of bounds because he doesn't want to risk throwing an interception.
Christopher Dunn, and that one is off the upright. So a young freshman who was 3 for 3 before that. Ball's a little wet, ground's a little wet, been raining, and this, no good.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. By Rogue, leading provider of American-made strength and conditioning equipment. By Fubo TV, don't compromise. Get over 100 channels of live sports and TV without cable. And by Lilly Diabetes.
It's got to be a John Elmore jersey in there, the fine little guard that helped propel Marshall to a nice NCAA tournament run. Okay, keys to the game revisited, Aaron Murray.
Yeah, for NC State, the ability to establish the run, just to even open up the play-action pass game, was critical for this team. You saw a great job by Finley throwing the ball downfield. And then for Marshall, not being able to stuff the run, put them in 2nd and short, 3rd and short situations defensively. With a great quarterback, you're not going to win that time.
A little over 4 minutes left and a long way to go. Marshall's down 17 on a wet night now here in Huntington. Darian Roseborough made the stop. That was Tyler King, the sophomore, on the carry. This is such a unique place where the college football history, of course, had that tragedy that AJ talked about back in 1970, the plane crash. They killed 75, including 37 players. But it's a very proud community, proud that they were able to rebound, proud that they were able to rise again. That movie that we talked about, We Are Marshall, Matthew McConaughey as Jack Lingle. They honored the late Reggie Oliver, who was a quarterback on the 71 team. That was the team that had to pick up the pieces and upset a top 25 team in Bowling Green. This community very proud of that, very proud of the football tradition and the success that they've had since. Little swing pass there, Tyler King, and he slips down at the 28. Also, Aaron Murray, we made it known at the start. This is a big deal that North Carolina State is here because of the crowds they get here. They had 35,000 here for this one. They've been able to schedule home and homes with significant teams. NC State home and home. They played there last year, here this year. Pitt is home and home. Navy got a home and home. Boise State a home and home.
It's great. I mean, this is a good program, very good program in Marshall. A lot of talent defensively. I've liked what I've seen. Isaiah Green, quarterback, watching the first 2 games, and then tonight flashed his ability. And you got to think you still have him for the rest of this year and then 3 more years on top of that. This is going to be a very tough program in this conference.
They're down at 2. And King fighting for yardage. He's not going to get it. 4th down, you got to go for it, obviously, with the 2 minutes left.
The big thing tonight, which has been a surprise, NC State's ability to stop Isaiah Green from running the football, keep him in the pocket. They said keep the QB in a cage. That means everyone needs to run, keep in their lanes defensively. The defensive ends need to stay upfield, stay in their lanes, and they've done that all night long, not really allowing him to take off and use those legs to get first downs.
Well, you could tell that Green was having a hard time getting the play, and you saw him just staring at the sideline.
61, 5-yard penalty.
With precious time melting off the clock, and he wasn't sure of the call even from the set and the motion. Doc Holliday and his ball club going to have to go back to work. They're on the road against Western Kentucky in Conference USA next week. And that throw is a good one. It's caught there, a rare catch by Tyree Brady, who's down and slow to get up. And that's not a good sign. We'll step aside. 37-20 North Carolina State. Coming up next, a MAC Mountain West matchup. Eastern Michigan into the Mountain West to take on San Diego State on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. That is next. We are at Marshall on a rainy night. North Carolina State has played well, has a 17-point lead. Marshall with the football, but not nearly enough time. With just 1:10 left, only a timeout to go. Isaiah Green has his pass knocked down, batted down. That was Alan McNeil, the freshman out of Raleigh. And a good defensive play. Dave Huxtable, their defensive coordinator, has to be pretty pleased with the way the Wolfpack defense has played tonight.
Yeah, they played tremendous, especially stopping the run. But Isaiah Green, he's going to have the opportunity to go back now, watch the film. Any young player, that's the best thing. Getting film, good or bad. But make sure you listen to your coaches, make the corrections in practice. There's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad, but he's still young. This is only his third game in right now, and he's playing against a very good NC State football team.
All right, here is the road ahead for Marshall. We told you Western Kentucky, and then you got Middle Tennessee. That's on CBS Sports Network. You and I will be back for the Florida Atlantic game, and they finish with the Southern Miss Charlotte, UTSA.
At Old Dominion.
And oh, that's
Virginia
right.
Tech.
All of a sudden, that everybody takes note of that. That's a huge win for the conference. In case you missed it here on CBS Sports Network, Virginia Tech, top 20 team, goes down to Old Dominion by a couple of scores in stunning fashion. Tyler King with the carry. And here's what we talked about with the ACC. Boston College did not look great at Purdue today. Clemson is obviously the big roadblock on that schedule. But some other teams, Syracuse, a road game at Syracuse, not an easy thing right now either.
Yeah, and Virginia 3-1 as well next week. They got to get ready for that game as well in conference.
Well, a pleasure to watch Ryan Finley. Tell you what, I think North Carolina State may have 5 guys in the league come next year with the way Finley looks.
Yeah, and they got some talented receivers. They just got to make sure they get healthy this week. But like you said, Ryan Finley, he was awesome to watch tonight. All of his throws accurate, his knowledge of the game and of this offense. He couldn't be stopped.
His head coach, Dave Doran, is with our AJ Ross. AJ?
Coach Doran, very impressive game against a formidable defense. You lost 2 big wide receiver targets. Talk about Ryan Finley's performance tonight.
Yeah, Ryan played well, you know, and it's tough in the rain, a night like this. Proud of our guys. I mean, Marshall's won 83% of their home games. It's a hard place to win. And so for us to come in here and, you know, play the way we did, they came back and had a little bit of a, you know, resurgence, and I thought our guys responded well. I'm really proud of them. It's good to go home 3-0 and get ready for conference play.
You mentioned the turnover ratio being in your favor and your defense limiting points. You limited them to 28 points. Talk about their efforts tonight.
I thought they played really well. I mean, the guys played hard. They played together. They responded well when bad things happened, which they do at times. They just stuck together, took the coaching, came out and really played hard. It was a good team win.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you. Go Pack. Appreciate it.
He's right. This is a tough place to play. It's the best winning percentage at home in FBS, Aaron Murray.
Not bad at all. But Marshall tonight, they just looked a little bit too inexperienced offensively. They got a lot of growing up to do. And like you said, NC State, they have a chance to make some noise this year in the ACC.
It's a final win for NC State. For Aaron Murray, AJ Ross, our entire crew, I'm Rich Waltz. This is a presentation of CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. After a short break, we'll take you west for Eastern Michigan versus San Diego State. Here tonight on a wet night in Huntington, West Virginia. Out of the ACC, North Carolina State takes care of business, takes care of the Thundering Herd. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.